This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and fall. We keeping a foot on the whoop, Lord Eeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop, Lord Eeks. And like the Tibetan Mastiff that I am, man, like the Siberian Tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus spikes. Let's talk about it. Russell Westbrick of Russville. No one is talking about this topic, but He Knows Everything is going to talk about it. This dude is effeminate. This is what I was talking about, man. I told you guys something up here was not clicking on all cylinders with Russell Westbrick of Russville. First and foremost, this guy wears a fucking skirt. I want you guys to see the background. This is what He Knows Everything was talking about when he said there's 99% of beta males out here in this world. Beta cuck males. Pure fucking beta supreme. Mama's boy, pure fucking beta supreme. What do I mean when I use all of these interesting terminologies? Interesting vocabulary. Interesting nuances to describe the state of affair of men. Well, it's to get you in your corpus callosum. It's to get you in your cerebellum. It's to get you in your medulla oblongata to understand why a He Knows Everything stands out amongst the fray, stands out amongst the pack, stands out amongst these men, or so-called, or the lack thereof of men. You cannot sit here and justify to me that you are a man wearing a fucking skirt. Let me say it again. You cannot sit here and justify to me that you are a man wearing a fucking skirt. The state of men today has been feminized, has been emasculated to a level to where it is so interesting how despicable this is. In today's modern day and age, men have been emasculated, especially black men to a certain degree, because they're the first ones to always take the bait. The bait of modern day slavery in terms of how they mentally, neuro-linguistic program your brain. They're the first ones to take the bait. They're the first ones to always want to be in the in crowd. But a lot of this, you have to understand where it stems from. You have to understand where it comes from. Because when you understand where these things come from and where they stem from, then the Hosea 4 verse 6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will reject thee. You will understand the full weight, the full gravity, and the full magnitude of what the verse encompasses, what it is talking about, the total magnitude of it, the total variation, the total aspect. Men nowadays are not men. Men nowadays are subjugated to them being what we would say beta cuck males. Men nowadays are subjugated to them basically being what we would say beta males. They wonder why they get done up by these women. They wonder why these women trodden over them, because they have elevated these women into a masculine state, because they have basically demoted themselves into a feminized state. Let me say it again. They have elevated these women into a masculine state, and hence they have demoted themselves into a feminine state. We have to look at the epidemic. We have to look at the situation that's in front of us, in i.e. men. And we have to ask ourselves a cardinal rule. We have to ask ourselves a delineation. We have to ask ourselves a distinction, a gulf, and a separation. And what is that? That the state of men, especially in this day and age, is Rudy fucking poo and plum plum brain. It's classic fucking Durant troglodyte. It's ultra fucking fanboy with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetoric. When you have men that think this way, when you have men that basically resign their minds into this form of ideology, it creates this. But I'm going to explain this to you guys, because I'm going to get real serious right now and explain where all of this came about. Because you guys have to understand where this came from in order for you to understand why we are in the positions that we are in today. When you have a lot of single parent household environments, this is what you breed: emasculated men. When you have a situation where you're telling everybody that it is participation award era, the element of competition doesn't exist. You don't have to compete to win shit. All you have to do is show up to the damn party, i.e. the LBJ Riders Media, LBJ Brigade, LBJ Apologists, LBJ Stands. Basically what we would say, how should we say it? The LeBron James era. When you have situations like this, it breeds, it creates, it manifests, and it gives to, and it speaks to the ideologies, the dissemination, and what we would say, the situation in which you have the epidemic that's in front of you. LeBron James is the anchor of this generation because he has taught these men growing up. They're men now. When LeBron got to the league, all of these people were either in elementary, they were in middle school, and they were in high school. They were not men yet. Then LeBron, after so many years later, 17, 18 years, I don't know. I'm not a LeBron tar, so I don't keep up with his NBA count. Y'all got to tell me what his NBA count is. After so many years later, we see the epidemic that's in front of us. And what is that epidemic? That these Rudy fucking poo and plum brains, these classic fucking dolts and troglodytes, these ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetorics are feminized. They are emasculated. And the reason why they are feminized and they are emasculated is because they have been put in what we call a feminized and an emasculated state. This is what today's men's climate look like. It's Rudy fucking poo and it's plum brain. It's classic fucking dope and it's troglodyte. It's ultra fucking fanboy with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetoric. There's a reason why I use these terminologies to explain them. Russell Westbrick of Russville showcases to you guys why these terminologies reign supreme in people's heads. Because look at him. Look at his behavior. Look at the way he comports himself. Look at the way he moves. Look at the way he has finalized himself. People are shocked and talking about it now. Russell Westbrick of Russville has been wearing skirts for years. He's been doing this since Oklahoma City Thunder. I knew something was missing up those damn screws. When you didn't want to bend the proverbial fucking knee, kiss the ring while you was at it, understand your role and understand your place as a Robin. That would have been his calling card. To understand that he was a number 2. Hence, he would have found his manhood in knowing that. Yes, men can be equated to Robins because every man is not a fucking Batman. There has to be a number 2 to complement a number 1. Scottie Pippen is every bit a man, but he's a fucking Robin. A Robin that went Renegade. And see, Robins that go Renegade, i.e. Red Hoods, they are deranged in the mind. Their mind is not right. In Scottie Pippen, you have a drunkard, a jealous and an envious variation. In Russell Westbrick of Russville, a guy who's trying to find his identity. Now he is in what we would say tinsel fucking weird, i.e. Tinseltown. Now he can fully be the fucking weirdo that he is at his truest and his most properest levels. Russell Westbrick of Russville is a fucking weirdo. Because only weirdos do shit like this. And when I say a weirdo, I don't mean weirdo in a good way. I'm not talking about the ingenious weirdo. I'm talking about the weirdo that's crying out for fucking help. Russell Westbrook doesn't have an identity because he doesn't understand his Robin identity. If he found his Robin identity when he needed to bend the proverbial fucking knee, kiss the ring while he was at it to Kevin Durant, he wouldn't be doing this bullshit and fuck shit. Russell Westbrick of Russville, you see behind me? Him wearing a skirt, that's a cry for fucking help. That's him basically letting you know he does not have it all fucking together and he's trying to figure it out. It's crazy. It's a travesty. But it is what the fuck it is. A Russell Westbrick of Russville trying to figure out a precarious situation in which, in hence, he has found himself into. Russell Westbrick of Russville is what he is. The dichotomy of what we call men that have been emasculated. The dichotomy of what we call men that have been castrated. That means they have removed your fucking testicles. Because only a man that has removed his testicles can wear a damn skirt and justify that he thinks it looks good. You can't be an epitome of a husband and a father in the home, and then you have a damn skirt on. That's an oxymoron. It's a catch-22. Them shits don't go together. It's either you are a man or you are a woman masquerading yourself as a man. Which one fucking is it? Pick and choose. You can't be lukewarm out here. But this is what we're getting in today's society. Because these men have been grown up to be told that all you need to do is show up to the damn party. You don't need to put in no work. You don't need to sit there and elevate yourself. You don't need to sit there and basically put in the hard work. All you gotta do is show up to the fucking dance, and we will give you a fucking award. We will basically glamorize the fact that you are just there. You gotta blame this shit on LeBron James. Because the LeBron era, the LeFraud James era, has infected and created this ideology. Hence, it's no surprise that a Russell Westbrick of Russville joined a LeFraud James, and hence they are in what's called a love matrimony of love participation award era. This is why that generation is all fucked up. Because you have a whole bunch of men that their parents, in the 90s, there was an evolutionary state that happened in our society where parents were crying out and saying, this person should be arrested for beating their fucking kids, for beating the shit out of them. This person should be arrested for spanking their kids. You guys have to understand what that perpetuated. You have to understand what that created and what that infected. It basically created a weak generation to come. Because even the Bible talks about spanking your children when they get out of line. They have to get the shit beaten out of them. Because a lot of times they get brolic. They act up. And they gotta know who's the sheriff in fucking town. Whether you're the dad or the mom in the home, they gotta know who the fucking sheriff is. Because a lot of times they don't want to know who the fucking sheriff is. But when it's all said and done, this is why Russell Westbrick of Russville is in the state that he's in. Because he's been infected and perpetuated by that ideology. And if you dig deeper, you will find that Russell Westbrick of Russville was given bad advice from day one. That father of his told him that he was a number one. He failed to tell his son that your true calling is to be a number two. If Russell Westbrick would have found his identity of Russville early on, he wouldn't be in this precarious state. But the reason why he's in this precarious state is because he hasn't found his identity. And hence, because he hasn't found his identity, he's found himself in a situation where he's doing what he's always been doing, which is basically a cry for help because he wants to seek out fucking attention. This is not the way you seek out attention. The way you seek out attention is by just basically being who you were designed to be in the first place. Russell Westbrick of Russville needs help. He needs somebody to tell him that not only is he reacting in a way that showcases that something is off kilter with him, he's also continuously doing it as if it is kosher. That's the cool party. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat telefashion. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Geeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Geeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.